The hospital premises to be noise free. All the test reports and treatment schedule get attached to the database of the patient through electronic medical record without the need of the patient or the relatives to search for reports. The database is updated and authenticated every hour or very frequently. Maintains the database of all the cases treated by the hospital in the past, which are easily retrievable. Patient is not subjected to diagnostic pain. We must center around patient safety on the top, the hospital safety on the top. Take measures which reduce infection in the hospitals. The hand hygiene, for example, and many other practices, the antibiotic usage, antibiotic abuse, antibiotic misuse, overuse, which has led to antimicrobial resistance today. The surrounding of the hospital is green with full trees with seasonal flowers. You don't have to ask, nature gives you here in Mangalore. Where the others, in other parts of the country, people have to make really effort to make surroundings green. Further expansion of the hospital in vertical mode. Today the land is limited, so we must know how to take the space creation vertical, and that is what we are doing at AIIMS at this time, because the space is really constrained with us. There is no case of hospital induced infection, and this is a biggest killer today. The hospital acquired infections, nosocomial infections, and simple hand hygiene can bring down this menace significantly, not only for the patient but also for the healthcare provider. The patients feel that this is best place to get treated. I think that is what we should aim at. The hospital must be fully IT enabled, leading to virtual connectivity of the patient to the doctor, nurse and the chief of the hospital. Hospital is also networked with other hospitals nationally and internationally for seeking expert medical advice on unique cases. The daily medical conference, audit, and all teams working in the hospital must have their own audit. Weekly audit, monthly audit, annual audit, and maybe time will come when we will have to welcome external audit as well. There is an onset of new diseases, like Delhi at this time is gripped with dengue. I don't know in Mangalore whether you get dengue or not. The Ebola virus scare we had throughout the last year, and many other new viral diseases appear while we are still struggling with a lot of chronic diseases. The epidemic of chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases. On top of it, the man-made disease, which is injury, the trauma, and we lose lives. People are disabled. They are dependent for care whole of their lives after brain injuries, spine injuries. So we have to work towards all these problems. I'll again touch upon antibiotic resistance, which has become a very serious problem globally. And in India, it is much more because we don't have restriction on prescription. Antibiotic is being given without prescription, over-the-counter availability. As I mentioned, the misuse, overuse, abuse of antibiotic has led to antimicrobial resistance, and if you see in our critical care units, immediately the sensitivity comes to cholesterol. It is not sensitive to any other antibiotic, the nosocomial infections, the Acinetobacter or any other antibiotic. We need to control and contain this menace and even work towards developing more molecules. You should also think what you should be remembered for by others. And whatever work we do, I think we are remembered for that. And this is our choice, what we want to be remembered for. And that is something, whether you want to be remembered for bringing smiles of health and joy to all patients, Will you be remembered for helping create a unique, cost-effective vaccine against malaria or any other disease, and thereby saving more than 1 million people or many more million people or children? Will you be remembered for creating a roadmap for reviving our primary health care, secondary health care? Will you be remembered as a champion of preventive health care? Because it's so important. I was just discussing with Dr. Shetty when we were traveling from airport and from hotel to this place, that people are not putting on helmet. If they are putting on, they are not fastening it. The pillions are not putting on helmet at all. And you go in any Indian city, scenario is the same. I was telling the statistics, the demography of brain injuries at Trauma Center Delhi. If we have 100 patients with injuries, 90 are men, 10 are women. But when it comes to brain injuries, it is 70 are men, 30 are women. And the reason is very obvious, that none of the women wants to put on a helmet when they ride a motorbike or a scooty or whatever, sitting with their boyfriend, with their husband, with their brother, with their father. And the reason that there is no treatment of severe brain injury. And that is something we need to push as a medical fraternity, the advocacy for injury prevention. If we have cancer, if we suffer from cancer, if we suffer from heart disease, it is my choice, it's your choice whether you want to get treated, you don't want to get treated. But if you are injured, even if you don't want, you have to get treated. It costs. And this is one of the commonest reasons today in both urban and rural India for indebtedness. We consume 3% of our GDP on trauma care, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not. And how much health care allocation in federal budget we get? 1.5%. You can imagine the expense we are paying for this. And injury is one disease which can be contained, which can be controlled, which can be prevented. We may not have any control on having a cancer, on heart disease, or diabetes, or hypertension. Although we have some control by lifestyle modifications, but still the injury is one disease. If we put on helmet, fasten it, a reasonable quality helmet, it prevents brain injury 90% times. So will you be remembered as a champion of preventive health care in these areas? Will you be remembered for creating quality and cost efficient system to address the issue of infant mortality? The female feticide, against female feticide. We must not be party to that. Reducing maternal mortality, which is a huge national problem today. Will you ensure a system which can address the issues of malnutrition in children, which is around 40% in the country? Will you be remembered as a great teacher in preventive care for diseases to the families of patients? Will you be remembered for contributing in the unique way in finding a cure for diseases such as cancer, HIV, hepatitis, or any other disease? To conclude, students, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether there will be any oath here, but I would like you to repeat after me what I am going to read. This is an oath which is designed for medical professionals, which I would like to administer. I love my medical profession, a noble mission. I will follow the motto, let my care remove the pain and bring smiles. I will always radiate cheer to give confidence to my patients and their families. I will deliver quality care with high standards irrespective of whom I am treating. I will not introduce any diagnostic pain which is not necessary, which is not indicated. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. My national flag flies in my heart, and I'll bring glory to my nation. Thank you and Jai Hind.